By popular demand, it is time to learn an incredible one-move massage for your butt, and that is coming right up. Hey everyone, this is Shai and I am the founder of the Still Life Center School of Thai Yoga Massage, and just before I show you this incredible way to massage your butt, which also has such amazing benefits for the deep muscles of your glutes, for your lower back, for your hip, and therefore for your whole body, I just have a couple of announcements, a couple of things. So first of all, I just want to thank you, as I love to do on this channel, because your support is what helps me to make these videos, and it's such a beautiful thing to see it grow. And if you want to subscribe to the channel, then on the left side right here is where you press that subscribe button, and right next to it is a bell. That bell is super important if you want to get those notifications, because every Wednesday I post a video and you can be one of the first to watch it. Also, last week I posted this really simple question, which was, why do you practice Thai yoga massage? And I was so blown away by the answers that I think I might need to make a video just about all the amazing things that people had to say. But as a little taste, I thought I'd share just two things that struck me right away. One of those was from Maureen Hughes, who said that the first time she received it, she fell in love, and so she had to learn how to do it. Another one came from Rick Haish, who said that it gets him out of his head, into his body, searching for miracles, swimming in a sea of metta, which means loving kindness and compassion, and there's no better place to be. And I just love that. So I just thought I'd inspire you, and if you want to share some of your reasons for why you practice Thai yoga massage, please post your comments below. I would love to hear them and share them. So just before I teach you the move, there's a couple of things that I want us to be aware of. And what I do in class is that I first have students practice the transition without a partner. So you're just simply figuring out how to go from an open warrior into a seated kind of pigeon position and then to come back out of it. So just practice that transition in and out a couple of times before you do it on a person. And then the second thing I would say is that the first person you practice this on, or the first few people that you practice it on, would be to do it with people who don't have those back issues that I just mentioned. So that way, if you were to raise their leg a little bit higher than you might otherwise do with someone with back issues, it's not going to hurt them, it's just going to feel like a transition. So practicing with someone that doesn't have any issues in that way is going to help you get more and more comfortable, and then you can refine from there. Now, the very last thing I would say about that, and maybe it's a little bit more advanced, but I want you to, if you're going to practice it, you may as well practice it well, is that when you watch me transition into this move, you have a choice. And one is that when you slide under that leg, you can go in a straight line, or you can come more around in a circular movement. And when you circle your way in and a little bit more around, so that when your knee is going from that open warrior around the leg and back under, then you're able to get under those legs without having to lift their leg as high. So, that's refinement. That's the kind of thing that comes to you once you've done this maybe 5 or 10 times, but it's something that I want you to be on the lookout, so that way you can simply practice this on more and more people. When it actually is time to give this technique, so you're using your forearm, you're using your elbow, you're even using your head to help give the massage. And actually it's about that using your head that I want to talk about. So what that really means is that, so first of all, ease in. Start with lighter pressure and then work your way from there. But also, you can literally use your head to help your elbow. By leaning into your own hand while you sink in, it's like the weight of your head presses into your hand, which presses into your elbow. That can increase the pressure. Similarly, you can use your own hand on your forearm to help sink in and roll and get deeper in there. So the glutes are some of the deepest, kind of thickest and hardest working muscles in the body. They respond so well to these moves, but if you want to get into those deeper tissues, eventually, and especially with someone who likes deep pressure, you're going to want to apply a lot of pressure. So use your other hand, use your head, so that it's not just your forearm or your elbow that is doing all the work. That being said, it's time to learn the move. So let's learn how to do the Sanuk. So we're going to have a lot of fun with this one. We're going to pick up the one leg, And then coming a little closer, and what we need to remember with Sanuk, there's a few steps to this transition, but the most important thing is get here, open warrior. Okay? Your knee is down just behind their knees a little bit, and we're in this nice open warrior position. From here, we have to slide under her leg. To get into Sanuk, we're going to have two hands hold the leg and then lift it up just a little bit so we can tuck our hand under the knee and put it back down. Okay, this is called cradling the baby, as we like to say. Okay, so hand under the knee, leg on the outside of your arm. Your other hand makes a soft fist next to the leg on the other side. I'm going to lift this up just a little bit, come in, make kind of a circle, come out wide, and then circle my way back in, and sit down this way. What we're looking for here is that there's no gap. Okay? You got to get something, in this case it's my thigh, all the way up here, so that it's right underneath her hip. Another thing that happens, and especially when you're working on bonier people, or if you're a lot bigger than the person you're working on, and their tilt here is really pronounced, also depending on what you're using in terms of a mat, but you might want to have a blanket. You can even ask them to lift up a little bit. You tuck this in on this side, and that supports the hip on the other side as well. Okay? So once we're here, then it becomes a lot like a Dr. Seuss story. Oh, the places we could go. One of my favorites. So here's what we do. We're going to start with the rolling pin. Okay, if you remember rolling pin on the shoulder, it's the same kind of idea. We're going to do it on the back of the leg. I'm going to put my forearms facing down, just on either side of the knee, hinge forward from my waist, and then roll. Once we roll out the leg, then really the central focus of this is getting in on the glutes. So this hand just hangs out for now, and then I'm going to use all my great rolling pin techniques that I used on the shoulder to get into this area. And to ease into this, we can still make our circles. We can start with our general pressure and then get in closer to your elbow, places that you want to sink in. We can go everywhere as long as we're not too close to the anus. And at some point, I love to get my other hand to help. So I'll have a palm on my forearm, and especially for those people who want the deeper pressure to allow me to sink in. At some point, I also really start to slow it down. Pause. Should we move that much? Pause again. Move a little more, that much. Pause again. And that'll allow me to gradually sink into some of the deeper muscles. There's a whole collection of muscles that are hanging out right here. You can even use your head. Or your palm into this, or even a little bit of both if you really need to sink in more deeply. When you're coming out of this, you are going to move your thigh out of the way if you went all the way up. Just move it back. Cradle again. You put your fist in, but what some people forget, but no one here I know, is pointing your knee up to the ceiling. When you get out of this, point this knee up first, so that will really help to anchor you, and then you can easily slide out, put the leg down, and we're good to go on the other side. So, all right, now I hope that you like that movement, that you're going to practice it, and I just want to mention who I really think benefits from Sanuk. And you know, the truth of the matter is, everyone benefits from Sanuk. You know, these glute muscles, I mean, if you could see me right now, you would know that I'm in a squat, so that I fit nicely in the screen. To be able to squat well, what am I doing right now? I'm clenching and I'm using my glute muscles. So I'm exercising a little bit. Even while I make a video, I'm using my glute muscles. When I sit down on a chair to edit this later, I'm going to be sitting for a while. while I edit this down into, you know, a useful video, I'm gonna be sitting, let's say, for an hour. I'm literally sitting on my glute muscles for an hour. I'm using them. So if you are someone who sits a lot, or if you are someone who is active a lot, you are using those glute muscles, and therefore we can all benefit from this move. And when you massage the glutes, it's just like nirvana, not only for your glutes, but for your lower back, for your legs, for places where we hold in so much tension. And yet this is an area that often gets skipped in a lot of, you know, table and traditional kinds of massages. So it's an amazing one to incorporate if you're a massage therapist. It's an amazing one to include in any kind of massage, or even if you're doing this at home and you only have 5 minutes and you want to give something heavenly to your partner, I would pick this 9 times out of 10. So that being said, I'm wishing you an amazing practice. Again, I would love for you to post your comments and your questions if there's any specific things that you would like to learn, any feedback that you want to give. And fundamentally, if you want to learn in person and take this to the next level, I've got my links below, and check that out as well. I've also got my book, The Joy of Giving Massage, and I would love for you to read all about that and just see why giving massage is such a life-giving, life-beneficial practice, not only for the person on the receiving end, but for you as you give. Wishing you amazing massages. We'll see you soon.